Hello and welcome to this YouTube video featuring some anomalies that I found whilst listening to ABBA's Dancing Queen. First of all, I need to state a bit of a disclaimer. There are several editions of the ABBA songs that are in circulation. First of all, there are the original vinyl mixes. Then, when CD happened, they made a fairly unannounced transition from the vinyl to the CD, and they were released on the Polydor label in the UK. And those are, from what I can hear, the vinyl mixes of the albums just put onto CD. When ABBA Gold first came out, and it's ABBA Gold that we're concerned with here, firstly they did a digital remix of all of the songs that are on there, and then after that the songs have been re-released, or the original albums have been re-released on CD as 24-bit remasters, and they all sound slightly different. In my mind, the 24-bit remasters don't sound anything like as good as the original vinyl remasters, because they've tried to make the darn thing louder. Now, speaking of making things louder, if you've got a single like Dancing Queen, you want it to be heard on the radio, you've got to do something in order to make your single stand out amongst all the other songs on the radio. And one of the things that they did was try to put it on as loud a signal onto the master tape as they possibly could. Now, when you're using reel-to-reel analog tape, if you've got a lot of signal on tape, you sometimes get something called print-through. You've probably, if you've got some old cassettes at home that you haven't played for a long time, and you've just let the oxide particles transfer from one layer of tape to another, you'll sometimes hear like a ghost, very, very quiet bit of the music before the actual song starts. That is called print-through, and on the vinyl editions of Dancing Queen, which you'll find on the album Arrival and Greatest Hits Volume 2, you'll hear right at the very beginning that piano glissando come down, and it'll be very, very, very faint, and then the song will start. And that, I believe, is due to print-through, where they've tried to record such a huge level of sound onto the tape that some of it is transferred to a little bit of tape just before the song starts. In the 70s, when you wanted to perform an edit, you literally had to take a splicer, which is like a knife, and cut the tape, and then edit in the bit that you wanted to put in, and then stick it all very carefully back together with a form of sticky tape. Now, there is an edit where the verse has been joined onto the first chorus of Dancing Queen. You can only hear it if you listen out of phase, but the strings that announce the beginning of the chorus, while the girls are singing "You Are the," as in "You Are the Dancing Queen," there's like a flourish of strings which is very abruptly cut off, and there's a very funny, crunchy tape, like of a tape being worn out at that point. And I'll play it for you now, although, as I say, it won't sound as good as if you try it for yourself at home. This is the Arrival CD. This is my fantastic Riga Apollo CD player. I have to say again, try it out for yourself at home, because I've just stuck a microphone in front of my speakers and that really is not the best way to show you what I mean at all. So try it at home. But if you listen normally, the strings that I'm talking about that sound so strange, out of phase, normally they just sound like they fade out, and they're on the right hand side. Now if you drive a UK car and you play this song loudly, especially in the first verse, you'll hear the strings get louder, the vocals take a dip, so the words "you are the" take a dip in volume, and then back on the right hand side you hear like a rip sound that is out of time. I mean, I suppose it's been disguised to sound a bit like a shaker or something, but it isn't, because it's out of time, and that is where the edit point has been made. It's been well documented that there was another verse which they decided to edit out because, quite frankly, it was naff. You can see it on YouTube, and at 2 minutes, up until 2 minutes 12 seconds, you'll hear lots of dips in the volume level and then it coming back up and down again. Best heard actually on an iPod, listening normally. You'll also hear at 2 minutes 8 seconds the word Queen finishes, and then loads of voices drop out and it carries on. So it's like it's I suppose like an echo, or like it actually fading out, but it isn't really. It's just voices dropping away, because it's actually a very sort of clever way of extending the word Queen to cover the fact that they've cut out a verse there at that point. So I'll play that to you now. Finally, just one or two apologies really. I've never really used iMovie or made a movie before on a computer. This is one of my first attempts at it. So if you can see some funny edits in it, that's probably because I'm not very good at it yet. I also ramble on quite a lot, and hopefully when I do the other songs on the album, you'll find that it's hopefully a lot quicker than this. And lastly, absolutely lastly, my hair has gone from looking, I suppose, relatively normal to looking like an onion, and I do apologise for that as well. Okay, bye bye.